The Los Angeles Lakers continue to be a team that lives and dies by superstar players. All of the legendary Lakers teams had one or two of the greatest players in NBA history. Currently, the Lakers have LeBron James, arguably the greatest player ever, and Luka Doncic, one of the 5 best players in the world right now on the roster. However, James is 40 and may not even want to be on the team past the season. Doncic signed a long-term contract extension this offseason, so he's not going anywhere. If the Lakers hope to get back to winning championships, they'll want to find Doncic another superstar running mate to replace James. While it looks like Los Angeles is going to wait until 2026 or 2027 to swing a big move, it's possible that an opportunity could arise before. Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo's future with the franchise is in flux, and it still remains possible that he'll request a trade. If he specifically wanted to join Doncic on the Lakers, Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus pitched a 5-team deal that would involve trading away James. In the trade, the Dallas Mavericks get LeBron James from Lakers, Bronny James from Lakers, Andre Jackson Jr. from Bucks, Tyler Smith from Bucks, and Drew Timme from Nets. Lakers would get Antetokounmpo from Bucks, Olivia Maxence Prosper from Mavericks, Tyrese Martin from Nets, a $4 million trade exception, Dalton Connect, and a $2 million trade exception, Bronny James. The Bucks would get R.J. Barrett from Raptors, P.J. Washington from Mavericks, Caleb Martin from Mavericks, Najee Marshall from Mavericks, $2 million trade exception, Tyler Smith, a 2026 first-round swap rights from Lakers, a 2026 Lakers second-rounder via Raptors, a 2028 first-round swap rights from Lakers, a 2030 first-round swap rights from Lakers, a 2031 first-rounder from Lakers, and a 2032 first-round swap rights from Lakers. The Toronto Raptors would get involved and land Daniel Gafford from Mavericks and a $13.3 million trade exception, R.J. Barrett. The Brooklyn Nets also get a piece by adding Dalton Connect from Lakers, Jaden Hardy from Mavericks, and Dwight Powell from Mavericks. Lakers don't have to give up Austin Reeves in this deal. The Lakers do have to give a lot to make this happen, and their draft flexibility would be non-existent for several years, but they also wouldn't have to give up emerging guard Austin Reeves in the process. Pincus further explained why this would be a worthwhile trade for the Lakers. Any deal the Lakers make with James must come with his endorsement, since he has the no-trade clause, Pincus wrote. From the franchise's point of view, it should get a massive haul for James. His age, however, limits how much other teams are willing to give. The collection of players going to the Bucks may be solid, but the Lakers need to give up essentially all of their available first-round compensation, plus Connect and Bronny James. Including Reeves is a step too far for the Lakers, who would have limited means to add an offensive player of that caliber with no future picks to offer and limited remaining trade bait. Doncic and Antetokounmpo would form elite duo. It's hard to imagine many teams being able to compete with a Lakers team that has a healthy Doncic, Antetokounmpo, and Reeves in the starting lineup. Doncic's elite playmaking could even further unlock Antetokounmpo's game. The Lakers are always at their best when they have one of the best big men in the NBA. Antetokounmpo would be a perfect player to take up the mantle for Los Angeles. Luka Doncic did not need a full game to prove a point. He only needed 7 minutes. Yep, that is it. That is how long it took for him to calm the nerves of fans, squash doubts, and show he is perfectly fine from the injury scare he suffered against Latvia. Injury fears fade as Luka Doncic dominates early. So far, in Slovenia's preparation against Great Britain, Doncic has already looked like himself, and then some. He put up 12 points, 2 rebounds, a 3-pointer, and an assist in just over 7 minutes of action. What is more telling than the box score? He got wherever he wanted, absorbed contact, and went a perfect 7-for-7 at the line. He has shown absolutely no signs of hesitation and no signs of pain. Just control and normal Doncic stuff. And for all the Los Angeles Lakers fans that are tuned in and watching from afar, that is exactly the good news they needed to see. For those unaware of what happened, here is a rewind to his last game, when the panic first set in. During a prep game against Latvia, a teammate lost balance and fell onto Doncic's knee under the basket. He limped off and was unable to return for the remainder of the game. For a player with his injury history, including the lingering calf issue that limited him to 50 games last season, the concern was immediate and understandable. The memory of a gas Luka in the first round of last year's playoffs was still fresh. If there was any fear that this summer's progress might be undone, so far, his performance has said otherwise. Even before the scare, Doncic was making waves. He had 26 points in the first half against Latvia. Doncic had drawn praise from his Slovenian teammates Edo Muric and Aleksej Nikoli for being faster, leaner, and more explosive. That is what made the brief injury moment feel like such a gut punch. But all seems to be fine. Slovenia still has a lot to figure out ahead of Eurobasket, especially without key players like Vlatko Cancar and Josh Nebo. But as long as Doncic is healthy and in rhythm, they have a chance to bring home glory. More importantly for Los Angeles, the version of Luka we are seeing right now is the one they are hoping shows up in purple and gold this October. That is who they need throughout the next NBA season. In another example of the Sacramento Kings' front office mismanagement, the team appears ready to discard a promising young guard in Devin Carter. The Los Angeles Lakers should seize the opportunity in front of them. Back in July, Kings insider Matt George reported the team's desire to bring in Russell Westbrook as a free agent would likely come at the cost of either Carter or Malik Monk. That move has yet to be finalized, which means both guards can still be had via trade. George wrote, "The Kings are still looking to move a player like Devin Carter or Malik Monk before they can bring Westbrook in. The Kings have a logjam at the guard position and very little financial flexibility to work with. Giving up on a former lottery pick after just one season would perfectly fit the type of blunders the Kings love to practice. The Lakers can get the steal of the offseason out of it by securing a tremendous backcourt partner for Luka Doncic at what could be a buy low price. Luka Doncic partnership could unlock best version of Devin Carter." The idea of the Lakers pursuing Carter came up on the Game Theory podcast with Sam Vecini and Bryce Simon. The latter noted the timing of this would be everything for the Lakers. Simon said, "There's been a change of front office since he was drafted. If I was a team that needed a backup guard of some kind, I would be calling and finding out, especially if you really value the defense and think the jumper can be real." In that statement, Simon highlighted the main reason for appeal with Carter. His defensive presence in a backcourt with Doncic would give the Lakers someone who can be thrown at other teams' tougher perimeter matchups, hiding Luka elsewhere in the process. Carter struggled with his shot during his first season in the NBA. The Providence product averaged just 3.8 points during 11.0 minutes per game, shooting only 37% from the field and 29.5% from beyond the arc. However, Carter is still young enough for a team to mold on offense. The shot can improve, and who better than Doncic to offer those type of opportunities? The offensive maestro has proven capable in the past of allowing his teammates the open looks from the perimeter to truly elevate their shooting. Doncic took Dorian Finney-Smith from a subpar shooting with the Dallas Mavericks and allowed him to grow into a marksman. We don't deserve DFS. Dorian Finney-Smith on the Lakers offense. I'm back getting wide open shots. Now I got that time and but naked wide open. Lojo Media, February 24, 2025. Finney-Smith himself described the shot quality in Los Angeles last season as buck naked and wide open. That sure sounds like the perfect environment for a young player who needs to build confidence in his shooting ability. The Lakers have an opportunity to secure a young player who can grow into a much-needed 3 and deep presence in their rotation. With Los Angeles lacking very many options built in that mold, the golden opportunity should be wisely considered.